Again, one more part for the total sales example. Let's say that we don't know. In the beginning, we were asking how many days you worked. We got that, okay, 4, and then we were starting the loop as 4. But maybe you can say that, okay, you don't ask how many days you worked. Just say that, okay, enter your daily sales and -1 to exit. So for that one again, then we can say basically, while this day sale variable is not -1, you can increment the day count, you can keep the sales that you asked for the user to enter, and then re-ask to re-enter the data, read it, and check if it is -1. Until it is not -1, you keep asking and adding it to the user. Once it is -1, you will exit. Basically, this sentinel values is called to, is a term that we use. It's a coding style to finish the loops for the cases that we don't know when to stop. And as in if statements, we can also define nested loops like nested if statements, which means that within a loop, be it a for loop or a while loop and so on, we can also define another loop. And within that, we can define another loop. So there is no a theoretical limit for that. We can keep adding loops and define the nested loops for that. So this is, let me ask you, when might we need a nested loop? Can you give me an example?
Two-dimensional list, we have rows and columns.
Yes. For instance, if I have a matrix, a two-dimensional data, then I might need a nested loop to iterate over all the items in that. Like in one loop, it will iterate over the rows. The other one will be the columns, so that I will go over all the values in that. Do you have any questions so far? All right, then the break statement, it also exists in Python, so I'll just go a bit fast. So in some cases, like in a while loop, I mean, if the condition is not true, we will exit. But in some cases, maybe we want to immediately finish the loop, finish the loop execution. For those cases, we can use this break command. So what is happening is, in this loop, for instance, we say that, okay, k is 1. Then we check while this k is less than 10, print it, increment k by 1, and then check if it is divisible by 4. If it is yes, then we break it, which means that we will break the loop and continue after the loop. Which means, so for this execution, for instance, what we will print is k is 1, k is 2, k is 3, and when k becomes 4, this if statement will be true, so we will run this break code, which means that we will exit from the while loop and then we will continue. Let me ask you one question for this loop actually. In an Eclipse, I'll show it now. I'll again delete this part. If I have this while loop, for loop, okay, and then within that I will have this j loop, another for loop using this j variable, and within that, let's say I will print I and j. But I'll say if j is equal to, I don't know, j is greater than 2, I'll say break. Okay? What will be the output of this code? So I have a break statement here, but inside a nested loop. Yes, please.
It's going to be 0, 0, 0, and then 0, 1, and then 0, 2. And then when it gets to 3, it's going to break and go back to the I, so it's going to be 1, 0, 1.
Yes. So basically, when I said this break, my question was actually asking, will I be here? Or will I be here? So this was the main question. So when I say that, okay, when I break, I will only break this for loop, which means that I will jump to here. So that, which means that I still have one for loop to finish. So I go back to this and then increment I by 1. Did you watch Inception movie, in which a person okay, if you didn't watch it, this will not make sense. But if you watch it, in that one, the actor goes to the dreams of the people, and then sometimes they go to a nested dream, like they go to the dream, and then that dream the person sees a dream, so they go also in that dream and so on. So and then they have to break, which means exit from the dream to the real life. But of course, every time they can only exit from one dream and so on. So similar that idea. So when we have this break, we just break only one loop, not all of them. All right. If you didn't watch the Inception, what I told will not make any sense. But if you watch it, I hope it makes sense to you. And the other one is,
Just continue.
so in the continue one, it doesn't break the loop. It just finishes that iteration. So it doesn't continue that iteration, but it continues from the start of the next iteration. What I mean is, let's look at this code. We say that, okay, this is a for loop. We start from 1 up to 10, and at each iteration we increment it by 1. Okay, then we say, okay, if I is divisible, when we divided I by 2, the remainder is 1. If this is true, then we will say continue. If not, we will print I. So what does this code is basically doing? Well, I start from 1. Check it. If it is, it's not divisible. So it's an odd number. So this should be true, which means that I will continue. What it means is I will not run this code, this print message, but I will go to the for loop in the beginning. And then I will be 2. So I will check it. It is even. So this part will not be true, which means that I will not run continue code. So I will just print, which is 2. Then I will go, and then I will be 3. This will be true. So the continue will be executed. So I will not execute this one. I will move to the next iteration. So basically, it will print all even numbers. Is that code understood?
Continue is like pass in Python.
Yes, exactly. Pass is in Python, yes. All right, we have 5 minutes. And now I want you to, again, you can do it on paper. You can do it on your laptop, iPad, whatever you have. This is, again, a non-graded quiz questions, class activity. I would like you to write this Java program, okay? And I'll be here, and I'll provide direct feedback to you, your code, okay?